Hey everybody, Brandon Clifford here, Global Franchise Solutions. As many of you know, it's a franchise consulting firm that really specializes in playing matchmaker, matching entrepreneurs with great franchise companies. And one thing that we're always looking for, that I'm always on have my eye out for, is those disruptors, the game changers, the next big thing, so to speak, in franchising. And with us today, I feel like I have one of those kind of concepts, something really cool, changing the way that healthcare is really delivered to consumers. And with us to discuss it is Christine Dura, the Chief Development Officer at OrthoNow. Hi, Christine. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Brandon?
Awesome. Excited to be here. It's a beautiful day. Summer's almost here, so the snow's finally melted up here in New England. So we're excited. But just real quick, I want to jump right in and hear about this cool concept, OrthoNow. And kind of share with our viewers a little bit about its background, but also about yourself. So can you tell us a little bit about you, how you get started in franchising, and how you eventually found OrthoNow?
Absolutely. So I've been a 20-year veteran of franchising. I've actually owned 4 master franchises. I've owned franchises, and how I got here was a little bit of dumb luck, probably. I had sold off an advertising consulting agency. That was back in the year 2000 to my business partners, trying to figure out what to do in my next life, and fell upon franchising. And 20 years later, here I am. I was actually about to sign a contract doing national training for an organization that was new and up and coming. And it's boring, writing manuals and things like that. And I got a call from Dr. Alejandro Badia, co-founder and chief medical officer. He's out in Miami. He's a world-recognized orthopedic surgeon. Told me about his concept. He happened to be in Arizona, which is where I'm based, the next day. So I literally drove up the street, had lunch with him, and I was just moved by his passion for the redundancies, the inefficiencies, the lack of customer service, and all that was going on in healthcare. And the fact that he was so passionate about changing it, and for the right reasons. It wasn't about the money for him. It was about, I want to make a difference. And that's really what this concept is all about, although I will tell you there's money to be made in this business too.
Cool. Yeah, no, and one thing that strikes me about OrthoNow, I mean, also I've met Dr. Badia, and everything you say about him is true. But the fact that, in the medical space, in healthcare, there's really not much in the way of franchising, and I'm a big believer, though, that franchising is a strategy. It's not an industry, and really any sort of business can be franchisable. But it is interesting to see a healthcare concept choose franchising as its strategy for growth. So why franchising? Why is OrthoNow decided to go that route?
I can't take any credit for it because I wasn't here at the time. Franchising is a very common goal for development. You are right. In the medical arena, you don't see a lot of it happening, probably because of the complexities of the law. You not only have Federal Trade Commission law that governs really franchising, but you also have healthcare law on top of that. Mm-hmm. And that's actually part of why I'm here as well. I looked at it as a profound challenge in my 20-year history of working in franchising because it was far more complicated. Why did they choose that path? They wanted to grow the organization. They had a lot of people coming into the facilities and asking, does this exist? This is a great concept. Does this exist in my neck of the woods? Mm-hmm. Plus, Dr. Badia is a world-recognized speaker in the orthopedic arena, and he travels the globe, literally. So all of his peers were asking him about it because at that point, it was very innovative, very new. Even general urgent care was not something that people were really familiar with quite yet. We're talking 10 years ago. Now they're everywhere, right? It's the new normal. So is orthopedic or specialized urgent care. And it's not just orthopedics. It's dermatology, it's pediatrics, it's cardiology, psychiatry, I heard the other day. Mm-hmm. So all modalities are actually going in this direction. We just happen to be the only one with a national brand, and we're really doing it for leverage. Mm-hmm. it's absolutely a regional play, and it's all about leverage.
Awesome. So yeah, looking for those local entrepreneurs, to leverage their local connections. That's a great point. And so I understand that OrthoNow has kind of like two different options to become a franchisee. So someone could enter in as a single unit owner or multi-unit owner, where they own 1 to 3, 5 centers and operate them, or they could also become a regional developer. Like you touched upon, in your past, you've been a master, quote unquote, franchisee. So what are some of kind of like the differences or maybe benefits to becoming a regional developer versus going the single unit route?
Really depends on what somebody wants to achieve in their lives, right? I think that partly the reason that you become an entrepreneur is a lifestyle change. Right? You want to leverage your successes and your history, and you want to be independent, or you want to build wealth and scale. And I would say that that's a big distinction. So single unit, multi-unit, the way that they're going to make money is through the operational profitability of their unit or units. And they can continue to scale it and grow it, depending on the franchise system, of course, whether or not there's actually room for that. With OrthoNow, there is. Because we're early stages. But with regional development, it's different. Regional development is more about wealth building. It's a much more sophisticated level of partnership. With a franchisor, the reason that you would want to do that is you would want that sophisticated entrepreneur in a region. So for example, the state of Arizona, I own 2 regions. I was a regional developer for 2 different concepts here, and my role was almost to act like the franchisor in this region. And for that, we had a different level of partnership. So I was there to support, mentor, coach, use all of my previous experience to help these franchisees be profitable and successful. And when they were, fantastic. I was there to cheer them on. If they weren't, I was there to help them to really transition out of the business. But I know the area. I live in the state, and so I was able to also leverage my personal contacts, and I was boots on the ground. I could beat any one of my locations within a matter of a few hours, as opposed to, frankly, in some cases with a franchisor, a few weeks. And so it's really a win-win for all levels of franchising. Plus, we share in the royalty stream, so it's more of a kind of a joint venture relationship, for lack of a better way of looking at it. Like I said, it really elevates the relationship in franchising.
Cool. Thanks for that. And so is there an ideal fit, or who makes a great franchisee? Do you have to have a medical background? Is it more of a business background, or all shapes and sizes? Who's kind of like the ideal franchisee for OrthoNow?
Certainly all shapes and sizes. You do not need a healthcare background. I will say that those with a healthcare background, they're probably a little bit easier to assimilate to a healthcare type of concept, just because they have that in those arrows in their quiver, shall we say. Certainly don't need to be a physician. I get that question all the time. Don't I need to be a physician to open an OrthoNow? The answer is absolutely not. There are certain states where there are additional laws, rules, and regulations. I will walk you through all of that, but I promise you this, no matter what people tell you, you do not have to be a physician. I would say we're also looking at people that are willing to follow a system, definitely looking for people that are interested in building wealth and growing with us in a big way. Scalability, that they're seeking that, and really looking to use their previous experience, operational excellence, human resource management, their skills, and put them to task, and give back to their community, because really this is a game changer, not just in the local community, but in the United States as a whole. We are making change happen in healthcare.
Awesome. Love to hear that. So if I'm someone who was interested in learning more and wants to get into the healthcare franchise OrthoNow, where should I go? How do I learn more about this opportunity?
You should absolutely be talking to Brandon if that's the case. So I'll let you give your contact information and provide them with what they need.
Well, thank you. Yeah, you can head to my website, sure, globalfranchisesolutions.com, or reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn, but also head over to orthonow.com. There's lots of great resources on there. I've been on the website. It gives you a great overview of the franchise concept itself. And if it's something that interests you, connect with me, connect with Christine. Remember, you don't have to have a healthcare background, so it's a great fit for someone with a business background that wants to build a really large, long-term, profitable organization, but also, like Christine's mentioned multiple times, make a real impact in your local community and change the way that healthcare is delivered, more on the patient's terms instead of the doctor's terms. That's a quote from Dr. Badia, though, so no offense to any doctors out there, right? Awesome.
Hey, Brandon, the only thing I would say to that is we are orthonowcare.com. I know we've been working together for so long, and that you probably don't look at our website anymore.
Oh, I was actually just there the other day, but I don't have to type the whole thing. It's in my browser. OrthoNowCare.com. Check it out today. Well, I appreciate your time, Christine. I know you got to go. Get out there, change some more people's lives, and share the beauty of franchising with them. Thanks, Christine.
Take care.
Bye.